That was the pay-per-view. It just ended. Oh wait, hold on. Alright, hold on. Yeah.
Tonight, in the kingdom of Saudi Arabia, it's no longer about how far you've come, but how high you will ascend. This is King and
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Alright. Alright, welcome back. This is Mr. Blackhammer 2020. I'm sorry. I said Mr. Blackhammer. This is Jacob Cass. Jacob Cass 2024. I'm gonna do my King and Queen of the Ring pay-per-view. The show just went off the air. It went close to 3 hours. There were 5 matches and 1 match in the pre-show. This was a very good pay-per-view. The main event just ended. We had a very good main event with Cody Rhodes and Logan Paul. It felt forced a little bit, but it was a very good match. Cody will continue to impress. There's a lot that we will talk about. I will go through all the matches, even the tag team match on the pre-show, and then we'll talk about the news and rumor. We'll talk about what could happen next. Now, in case you guys noticed, during the show, Triple H, he did announce that Damian Priest will defend the World Heavyweight Championship against Drew McIntyre at Classic Castle in Scotland. Match is already official. Drew McIntyre been cleared, so they will wrestle. We'll see what happens there. Now, I'm not sure who's going to win that match after we saw on this show. I thought the match had delivered. I thought the show opened up great with Becky Lynch and Liv Morgan. That was Liv Morgan's best performance since being in the company. She beat Becky Lynch with the help of Dominic. Dominic got involved and drew in the steel chair, and Liv took advantage, and Liv won the title. Yeah, so Liv Morgan is the new champion. On Monday Night Raw. Sami Zayn retained the Intercontinental Champion. He beat Braun Strowman and Chad Gable. Otis did turn on Chad Gable accidentally. So I think they will be breaking up the Alpha Academy. Crowd would cheer for Otis. Otis is pretty much a babyface. Yeah. And as for the Queen of the Ring, Nia Jax is the new Queen of the Ring. She beat Lyra Valkyria. The match was okay, with decent. Wasn't anything special. Lyra was still not getting over it. Very hard for the fan to get invested in Lyra. The match had little to very interest. There was like no heat between them. The crowd was very less interested. But Nia Jax won. It felt flat the way else he wanted. Having her just win by sitting on Lyra because Lyra couldn't lift her up off the turnbuckle, and Nia just sat on her. She pretty much squashed her. And Nia, the Queen of the Ring, so she will get a opportunity at the women's champion. She said WWE champion, but she meant to say women's champion. So she will take on Bayley at SummerSlam. They made that very clear. Yes, they made that very clear. So Nia Jax will face Bailey for the Women's Championship at SummerSlam, and Gunther is the new King of the Ring. He had a very good match with Randy Orton. I loved the ending on the story that they told with Randy Orton's his knee and his back. Gunther took advantage. He won with a roll up. He won with a roll up. Um, he won with a roll up. So um, Gunther will be challenging the World Heavyweight Champion, whether it's Damian Priest or Drew McIntyre. We will talk about that. We won't get into it. And then for the main event, like I said, Cody Rhodes and Logan Paul was a very good match. There was some interference. There was a lot of shenanigans in this match. We saw Logan Paul hit the low blow. We saw brass knuckles. We saw Logan Paul's boy get involved. Cody Rhodes, in the end, hit three crossroads. It felt kind of forced, but I get the story that they were telling. Logan Paul put on another performance. He's a fantastic wrestler. They had a great match. Give this match a classic. 5-star classic. Now, my video is sponsored by Fightful Wrestling, sponsored by Argo, sponsored by the True Hero Heat Wrestling, sponsored by Amplified, sponsored by Comic, sponsored by Wrestling Inc., sponsored by Salamonster Sound Off, sponsored by JD from New York. Yeah. Very good pay-per-view. Here's Sean Wassaf from Fight.
That's what I'm loving. Drop some bananas in the comments too. Getting those super chats in, getting those humper chats in. And a reminder, I am right back here for AEW Double or Nothing night doing a solo show. We're gonna have all the.
We have. Oh wait, you're still talking, so. God damn it.
You know.
You know what? Enough of these damn commercials, man.
And credit because Jade Cargill has really been shining. Just what a great signing for the WWE. And I have to give them credit where it's due because Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair as a tag team, it works. They do like this wheelbarrow German suplex drop.
Logan Paul may be a master the brass knuckles. How many brass knuckles does he have? He kept using it in this match until he lost. Now we can figure out, okay, who's the next opponent? It has to be against LA Knight at SummerSlam. Alright, now let me show you, hold on. Show's now over. That's the kick, that's the kickoff show. The pre-show was like 2 hours. Hold on. These are the promo packages. Now, this was the backstage segment. Here's the tag team match with Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. Bring the Storm. They defeated Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell in a pretty good match. Match was decent. It wasn't anything special. What doesn't make any sense is that Shayna Baszler and Zoe Snark won in a contenders match to face Bianca and Jade for the women's tag team titles. But somehow Candice and Indy, they get a title shot for doing nothing. I don't know what that's all about. Maybe Shayna and Zoe can't appear in Saudi Arabia. I don't know. But it showed you how worthless these women's tag team title matches are. They're irrelevant, they're garbage. But you know, here we are. Jade and Bianca, they retained their tag team titles in on the pre-show. Only reason why they won this show because well Bianca and Jade on your top stars in the women's division, so of course they had to. Jade gonna be a big deal pretty soon. Um, Liv Morgan is the new world champion thanks to Dirty Dom. Backstage, Liv Morgan is unnerved by Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Otis accidentally take out Chad Gable. Chad Gable kept telling him hit the clothesline on Sammy ducked. He moved out of the way, and Otis hit Chad Gable accidentally with that clothesline. And Chad Gable gave that death stare to Otis. So clearly, I think I think Chad will turn on Otis and bring up the Alpha Academy. Sami Zayn did pin Bronson Reed, so Sami Zayn and Chad Gable, their feud will continue going into Clash in the Castle, where I think Chad Gable may get the title, hopefully. Um, Lyra brings the heat to the Jax. Randy Orton and Gunther, new king of the ring. Huh? Um, that's it's not showing that many highlights. That's crazy. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on. Alright, here we go.
Hit the angle on the
That's a little too loud.
in the chat here. George says none of the above. I don't know about that, George. I can't disagree. But yeah, we got a lot of folks.
Alright, now let's see. Let's get right into the show. These the highlight of the show. Now we did see Triple H, who gave he congratulated both Gunther and Nia Jax and gave them the crown. He put the crown on Gunther. He also did the same thing to Nia Jax. Triple H shared a moment with Nia Jax. Wait, Logan Paul lived more in unseen footage. Sami Zayn retains. We have Cody Rhodes and Logan. Um, I think I showed enough here. Wait, hold on. Okay. There's Triple H giving it to Nia Jax. Who else do we have here? There's Triple H giving it to Gunther. These must be the other highlights on the show. There's more podcasters who will be coming in.
When Triple H announced the match clash between Drew and Dave,
I was kind of wondering if Drew would win at Clash, so he'd have about a month and a half reign as champion, face Gunther at SummerSlam. Maybe Punk comes back at SummerSlam. Now that he, in theory, cleared, ready to go for a match, toss Drew the title there to really kickstart their feud this fall. And then Gunther could walk into Bash in Berlin as World Heavyweight Champion. That would seem to be the most likely scenario, I would guess. But yeah, when Triple H announced that, I was like, okay.
Well, it kind of made kind of stuff. You imagine it will make him a transitional champion. Give him the belt, only drop it 2 months later at SummerSlam. What sense did that make? Pre-put champion for 2 months, Drew can be champion for 2 months. So I think the long-term champion could be Gunther. So Damian Priest won it. He'd been champion for 2 months. He's gonna drop it to Drew McIntyre, and Drew McIntyre gonna drop it 2 months later at SummerSlam to Gunther by CM Punk interfering and costing the match. That's not gonna look good for Drew McIntyre. But Gunther getting a title shot. Whoever wins that match, it can be Priest. I actually think Damian Priest should retain. I think CM Punk can get involved at the match at Classic Castle and screw over Drew McIntyre. And I think Punk will be wrestling at SummerSlam. Drew and Punk do not need to be for a title. It doesn't. But we'll have to wait and see. Enough of these damn commercials, man. Jeez.
But there were points, especially during Sami Zayn and I would say even like Cody's entrance, they were not that far off.
It felt like a crowd that was very much influenced, perhaps, by the recently owned crowd, in that they were adopting the radio or sing along to the voices, counting in for the 10 punches in their own native language, things like that. So I don't know if that's just audiences picking things up and realizing we can do this now, or if there's some other form of encouragement, but like this felt like a much more kind of like original and unique and fun Saudi Arabia crowd. As far as like maybe like the political sort of like discussion, maybe that's kind of what you're hinting at. I mean, we're at a point now where I don't really kind of know how much more to kind of add to like, my thoughts on the conversation. It continues to be had. It's not going anywhere. If anything, I just kind of see it being enhanced as they look to come in and here to stay. So I think all I can really comment on is how I see the WWE continue to present it in a way that might either discourage criticism while at the same time like fulfilling the aim of
Well,
women's wrestling history, probably the biggest. And here's what I know. She likes WWE. She's got a great life there. She's done a lot of incredible things. She also would get offered probably, I would say, I'm pretty confident that Tony Khan would be willing to offer her more money than what WWE is going to offer her. Now, whether, at least for the initial offers, I feel like that would be the case. Now, you can decide or feel however you want about that statement. Based on educated information on the situation, I fully believe that AEW would initially offer more than WWE. Now, does that mean that I think she's going to go there? I don't know. And here's something that's also funny. LOL, of course you would, Trevor. Why? There's a whole lot of people that say, well, this is how you run a business. This is how you run a business. Well, ultimately, it's up to the business owner themselves. How much profit do they want? Do they care if they turn a profit? Maybe they just want to do whatever. We'll see. percentage Becky resigns. I would probably put it at, like, what do you mean? Like in the next week or so? I'd probably say 60%. Aggregate that. If you aggregate me saying a percentage, you're an absolute moron, and you shouldn't have access to social media. There were a whole lot of people that said a few weeks ago, oh, obviously she's re-signed because they put the title on her. She's got the title on her. Or she's a professional if they have confidence that she'll do her job. Because she's always done her job. Always done her job. She's always a pro. She shows up to media days. She does it.
So yeah, me personally, I'm a huge fan of the way this is structured. I don't like pay-per-views with 13 matches. I don't like pay-per-views with 9 or 10 matches. It's problematic. And let me just tell you guys, 9 to 10 matches, 9-10 matches plus, something always feels more important than whatever else happened on the show. These matches, these match cards are 5 matches. You let these matches breathe. You let these people do what they're supposed to do. I feel like it gets to the point where every match has the ability to be special in its own way. When you have 9 to 10, 12, 13 matches on a card, I feel like sometimes you get a really, really, really good match and you're like, wow, this is match of the night. The next match sucks. The next match sucks. The next match sucks. The next match after that is really, 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 really good, and it could be match of the night. Then you have a couple more filler matches. Then you have another match that's really, 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 really good. And at the end of the day, the one that everybody talks about is the last one that was the most special. I think it is a lot better when you have 5 quality matches with 5 quality stories, 5 matches with the most serious purpose. That's the...
Now, what was interesting about the main event, at one point we saw Michael Cole called out Logan Paul. Michael Cole called him a loser. We actually had an interaction here. Logan Paul was trying to go out with Michael Cole. Michael called him a loser because he was using the brass knuckles. So I don't know what that's about. They could be setting that up. I was hoping that Logan Paul would get involved, but that didn't happen. All right, now let me now we still got Solomon to sound off and JD from New York. Now, just one, you got to be very clear. Come on now, damn it. Hold on. All right.
Tomorrow there is another.
Hold on a second. Posted for the first time. Posted for the first time to what? That is Solomon. Hold on. Hold on a second. trying to see something for a minute. Hold on, I'm trying to see something for a minute. I'm trying to see something for a minute. Hold on a second. You have to give me a minute here so I can find something to highlight. And this might take a second. Alright, I'm trying to see something for a minute. Hold on a second. I'll get back to my review in just a minute. Alright. No, I don't see anything. Alright, we do got some more podcasters here. The Wrestle Talk Podcast. Gunther 9 Jasmine Killery. We have Just Alex.
First person to stain my shirt.
And all the other podcasters are showing up. Alright, might go watch some of the podcasters on this show.
In the final match, this was her first main roster premium live event. She came up short against the veteran. She'll be fine, you know. She's gonna do great things in WWE.
Old man Jack. Now it's really frustrating when they don't dress matchy, but a person from the other team is dressed to match one of the people that is, you know what I mean? Like that's always frustrating. He can crack Cody. Cody barely is paid actually. Yeah. And then somebody, tries to, oh, maybe I'll catch on. That's another thing. Money in the Bank's out there. Who the hell's gonna win Money in the Bank? Punk should be. Punk is available. Because here's the thing, if he gets injured during Money in the Bank and still wins it, then he's got a year. Exactly. Yeah. Is Lashley injured? Eric Clark's is Lashley. Yeah, that's what he pull out of the King of Well, they could do. They could do a proxy for Andrew and Mixler. Kevin Owens against Cody. I know it's two good guys, but hey, spirit of competition. Yeah, but they keep of course Kevin Owens. Bronson.
Intercontinental Championship was on the line. Sami Zayn, who got not just a fancy entrance, he got an entrance video. Yeah, he did the whole like entrance to telegraph that win anymore. So yeah, the only question here was Chad Gable and who was going to Stan Hansen, Larry Larson. Yeah, accidentally. Yeah, he didn't do it on purpose. Once he
Of course, the match later on, but also like the first, I would say, official on-screen acknowledgement of the storyline between these two. Obviously, there's connection already between Rhea Ripley. The other things that we aren't supposed to have seen obviously include any of the background interactions that these two have had. Or angry mid-roll. Those are worthy of us getting a look at. Otherwise, we can see people jumping up and all that. A Shock says if Death Rebel leaves, who replaces him? Well, you can donate a super chat to find out more. But how about this? I'm going to tell you to subscribe to FightfulSelect.com because myself and Corey Brennan have been working on a big Death Rebel story and all that good stuff for quite some time. Look, the Raven says, will Liv just keep the titles warm for Rhea, or will Rhea have multiple attempts to get it back from her? I think a lot of it depends on the reaction. I think Liv retains it via nefarious methods. I think Rhea might be after a lot more than that. I think she might be after Dom again. Got an interesting text. Not a big story, but got one related to this show. Interesting. The talent is headed back almost immediately, by the way. Will says, with them keeping on, or them saying where SummerSlam 2026 is going to be and not 2025, my theory is that it's going to be at Saudi. I could see SummerSlam 2025 being there, but they were saying like 2026, 2027 for Rumble or Mania. But I could see WWE being like, well, how about SummerSlam? I could see that. Sami Zayn defeated Bronson Reed and Chad Gable. Oh, man. Chad Gable won. I tried to tell you guys. I tried to say, calm down, guys. Doesn't need to beat Gunther. I tried to tell you guys, he doesn't need to win the Intercontinental title. Doesn't need it. He won in losing. And as a result, Otis is winning and Gable losing as well. And then Sami Zayn wins in Gable losing. Bronson Reed gets involved, so that's better than him sitting at home doing nothing for sure. This was a good match. Sami Zayn hit a Blue Thunder Bomb. It was incredible. But the story of the match revolved around Gable and Otis, and Otis flew there with him to help him win. And he did. He hesitated, and as a result, when he finally tried to clothesline Zayn after being called an idiot by Gable, he hit Gable. Zayn capitalized, pinned Bronson Reed after a haluva kick. Sami Zayn was the Bet Online AG favorite. We had him as our pick as well, although I could have seen somebody sliding in there and taking it. I just didn't think that Gable was going to win because it's clear they're setting up the feud with Otis. Now, Maxine, I think, will probably continue to team with Ivy. Tozawa, I don't know what he does. I would like to see an NXT run, like a legit NXT wrestling machine run out of him.
Come on. Kind of getting tired of doing that.
They don't want to be there. Like, Nia Jax looks like she's been putting in that work. So if you're expecting me to criticize Nia Jax because that's the cool thing to do on the internet, that ain't happening from me. But I just, the common trend in this video is that I have to give credit where it's due.
Lost Kingdom, you know, Vikings around, you know, Game of Thrones. And for me, it's like, yeah, I don't want you just dressing up the part.
Shocked Randy Orton. Not yet. Alright,
Can't win this title acting like this. It's proven. So I really love that. I really, really enjoyed that. With the Ravens and the marketing had every champion on, even Damian Priest, who wasn't there, but Bailey. Does WWE not feel Bailey is marketable? I don't think that's the case whatsoever. I think decision made. They probably had a pretty good idea that she wasn't going to be on this show, and they might have thought that Damian Priest was going to be on the show. Speaking of Damian Priest, Triple H announced officially for Clash at the Castle in Scotland, Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest. Damn, that's good. That is damn good. I am all for that one. Said that also Damian Priest is medically cleared, by the way. So
Drew McIntyre make it cleared.
that's good. That's good. But yeah, that show, damn man. That show with Drew McIntyre headlining, beat that all the time. Now, I know a lot of people are saying, well, Drew's definitely going to win. I don't know. CM Punk could screw him over. I would prefer that because I don't think that Punk can Drew at all.
I do think so too, because since Gunther won King of the Ring, and since they said the winner of the King of the Ring gets the championship match at SummerSlam, if Drew McIntyre wins the title, are you going to do Drew McIntyre and Gunther at SummerSlam? Well, I'm not sure if that's going to be an event, and that's a rematch from last year. We saw it last year, and now you want to situation who wins that match. Did Gunther beat Drew McIntyre again at SummerSlam, or did Gunther should not be losing? Gunther should be world champion. And Punk and Drew don't need the title because if CM Punk gonna be coming back, his first match will be against Drew McIntyre. There is no reason for Punk to be walked into a championship match. I think Drew McIntyre may win, and then he'll get over at Money in the Bank. Because Punk and Drew don't need the title because that is a long-term feud. They'll have a couple of matches. So no, there is no reason for it to be for the title. CM Punk should not be walked into a championship match. Because how are you going to justify CM Punk getting a championship match when he done anything since being back with the company? He was in the Rumble, he got hurt. He's been out for a while. He's been showing up on Raw a few weeks, cutting promos, building up his feud with Drew McIntyre, but no. So I hope not, because now something's gonna happen. Something has to happen. We could see CM Punk on Raw this week or next week. We could see him at the pay-per-view. If Drew McIntyre wins, then he's losing it to Gunther. Or it might continue. Because Gunter getting the championship match at SummerSlam.
Nia Jax. She was a Bet Online AG favorite over Lyra Valkyria. She won. Lyra worked her ass off. Now the winner of Queen of the Ring gets a title shot. Nia is on the best run of her career. Coming back, there were a lot of collective groans. And really, she's working her ass off. They are producing to her strengths as well. The stuff that Nia has done has been from passable to pretty good, man. And I think she's been serviceable. I think that she is an effective Queen of the Ring. And makes it to the finals back to back to back weeks and cuts those "you gotta believe" promos. And I'm like, all right, she wins Queen of the Ring and gets the title shot. Some fans are probably gonna be like, and it's getting shoved down our throats an awful lot. So I don't hate her losing here because I think this is pretty good. We saw her ascend. We saw that she is capable of beating a top talent in Io Sky. So we see she's on the level. However, used to ask my level.
Alright. He's throwing off the sound.
Myself, watch the pre-show women's tag team title match. You see, after what happened on SmackDown, AJ attacking Cody, leading to a match at Money in the Bank. That's a very good question, David. I did not watch SmackDown yet because I was at House of Glory last night with the Solid Monster, following what was a tremendous main event between Matt Riddle and Mike Santana for the HRG World Championship. But I will talk about that literally at the top here with Liv Morgan, Dominic, and Becky, and Liv Morgan becoming the new WWE Women's World Champion. But David, thank you so very much for your generosity, and we're not done here yet, man. Benjamin Cohen with a $1 super chat. This guy leaves no message. This guy leaves absolutely zero message, and he just wanted to buy everybody at the beer garden around the beers. So we're getting another round of applause for my guy Benjamin Cohen. And Hidden Network, I'm going to read this one now because I've been some movie says with a $125 super chat in his currency, which YouTube doesn't tell me which currency it is, but I appreciate Hidden Network anyway. He says, "Where's Righteous Reg? Ha 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 ha. Probably somewhere in Vegas, sucking dick like he usually does." Now that I can get that out of my system, let's move on with the post-show review. Mind you, King of the Ring was tonight. That's tomorrow. Double or Nothing tomorrow.
You.
Will attack that.
I would
Jesse
love
and I
to
will be
beat
live
you
after the
again.
show is over
You
tomorrow
already,
night.
I beat you before. I would love to beat you again.
Queen of the Ring.
I know you.
King
I've been
of
in
the Ring.
before. I would love to
I
beat you again.
thought
But you,
coming into this
a couple
show,
months ago,
WWE was not
you and I
going
had a
to
problem.
let us in
You know something?
on
A
what
couple
the
months
winners
ago,
of these tournaments
you
were
and I
going
had a
to
problem.
get. And then
You came to
This
me.
weekend.
To me, that's you.
I don't know if it was done by design. I don't know if it was planned to be this way. Maybe realized, hey man, hey.
Well, based on the feud and based
should,
on, first of all, based on the feud, it doesn't the title. And for the title, Singapore not winning. Singapore is not wrestling.
You know, JP and that solo monster guy, and they've been asking, what's
King of the Ring tournament because they had no qualifying matches. You were just able to declare yourself. And he said that he is going to go on to win the tournament and challenge for the title of his choosing, whether it was the World Heavyweight title or maybe he would go back after the Intercontinental title. So clearly, this is before Triple H had fleshed out exactly what the winner of these tournaments was going to receive, because he said that and we never heard another word about it. But from day one, it felt like this tournament was his to lose. He lost at WrestleMania. You could debate about whether or not that was a good idea or not. The best part about it is that it got the Intercontinental title off of him so that he could begin his journey to the World Heavyweight title. And so it seemed like, without even knowing all the names in the tournament, it was preordained that Gunther was going to go all the way and win this thing and go on to bigger and better things. And then we saw Randy Orton and AJ Styles and Ilya Dragunov made his debut in the tournament. And you looked at these brackets, and some of the matches that we got were tremendous. In fact, in the same night, we got Gunther and Sheamus and Ilya Dragunov against Ricochet, which I would argue were the two best matches in the entire tournament. Two best matches of either tournament. And they both took place on the same episode of Raw in the same night. One thing I'm grateful for in Triple H bringing these tournaments, I say back, I mean, we really only had one other Queen of the Ring type tournament. It was really King of the Ring. One thing I'm happy about that Triple H did, who Vince McMahon had his way of doing things. He didn't really like tournaments to begin with. He was never a King of the Ring guy after it died off in 2002. I think that much is obvious. And I don't remember the last time we had a tournament that was really worthy of caring about or that was treated with any sort of reverence. You know, we're used to seeing Sheamus and Wade Barrett and Baron Corbin. You know, they would win King of the Ring. They'd wear a crown. They'd have a robe. They'd wear a scepter. And they would walk around like cartoon characters, calling themselves king. It was the worst thing that could happen to you. Go ask Sheamus. Go ask Corbin. King Corbin, right? How'd that work out for him? It was a joke. King of the Ring was a joke. And I'm happy now that King of the Ring is no longer a joke. They've attached real value to it now. The matches, the quality of the matches that we got here in this tournament, for the most part, was excellent. It really felt like they were fighting for something here in these things. And I hope that that continues in the years to come. I would like to see this become an annual thing. And look, there is an argument to be made, and I heard from a couple of people who said this. And I'm not going to, shout them down or anything like that, because I think it's a valid point. There are some people who feel differently, and they feel that, well, they don't like the fact that you have a world title match up for grabs at SummerSlam in these tournaments, because it takes away the ability to take a person, let's say like a Tiffany Stratton or a Braun Breaker, somebody who is on the ascent, and crown them. And that could be a real achievement for them on their resume, and it can launch them into star status on the roster. That's a completely different way to use these tournaments, and I'm not opposed to that either. I'm not even saying that would be a terrible idea. But what I think the better way to go is to attach real stakes to these tournaments. And like what Triple H did, I hope it sticks, and I hope we see more of that in the future. Now, if Gunther wins the crown, he's moving on to SummerSlam. His ticket punch to a World Heavyweight title match. On the women's side, it came down to Nia Jax, and it came down to Bird Girl, as I call her, and she had her wings, right? She's like Red Bull.
No one sees a
Oh, come on.
promotion. It doesn't matter. So they made the King of the Ring tournament, I feel like could be built upon for future iterations of the tournament moving forward. Not to say that this year was bad. Not to say delivering this tournament. There were some great highlights in this tournament. Everything Gunther did was a highlight. He wrestled Sheamus. He wrestled Jey Uso. Ilya Dragunov wrestled Ricochet, which was still the best match in the entire tournament. And we got Randy Orton. He wrestled AJ Styles. He went to the finals and wrestled Tama Tonga. Again, I didn't watch SmackDown last night, but I know he advanced, obviously, because he wrestled Gunther in the finals. I do think that
Back to 2018, since they started doing male and female, it's always a split. or baby faces going over. Maybe that's a sign of this new era that we hear so much about with Triple H. But I have no issue with the winners that they went with. I actually think the right people won here.
Yeah, me
You could
too.
have made the argument for Randy Orton. Everybody's already fantasy booking a Randy Orton Cody Rhodes feud and a match for SummerSlam. Well, guess what? Even though he didn't win tonight, that doesn't mean that Randy Orton can't still wrestle Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam. And judging from the competition that Cody has on SmackDown, they may not have a choice but to do Cody and Randy because the well is pretty fucking dry right now on the SmackDown side when it comes to number one contenders for Cody to work with for the WWE title. So just because Randy Orton lost tonight does not mean that he is not going to necessarily be out of the title picture come SummerSlam time. So just remember that if you are disappointed in that
Well,
finish.
only big match.
But it was a heel night, not for the main event though,
The-
which was
the
Cody
big match.
Rhodes defending the undisputed WWE Championship against one Logan Paul. The last time Logan Paul challenged for the WWE Championship was in Saudi Arabia. It was against Roman Reigns a few years ago at Crown Jewel. And he went out there with Roman Reigns. Didn't work out too well for Logan Paul that night. Didn't work out too well for him tonight either. But much like that match with Roman, he went out and he had an excellent match with Cody Rhodes. And I expected nothing less coming in. Look at the body of work that Cody Rhodes has put together since coming back to WWE. The matches that he had with Seth Rollins, the matches that he's had with Roman Reigns, the match that he had in France only a few weeks ago with AJ Styles. He has consistently on the big stage gone out there and delivered. Logan Paul, I'll say the same thing about him. And Logan Paul has not been wrestling nearly as long as Cody Rhodes, but Logan Paul goes out there in these big match situations and he delivers. He delivers like somebody who has been doing this for 10 years. He's got unbelievable athleticism. You can tell he loves showing it off when he's out there. So I had no doubt you put these two in the ring together, you can go out there and have a great match. Finish was never in doubt. Not going to put the WWE title on Logan Paul, let alone a month and a half after Cody finished the story and won the title at WrestleMania. Who's beating him for it? Logan Paul. No, I don't think so. So even though the finish was very predictable, the right man obviously went over here. Cody is still the champion, and now the question turns to who is next? Who's next in line for Cody Rhodes? We'll talk about that later. Overall, I thought it was an excellent show. I thought this was one of the best of all the Saudi shows that they've done so far. And there was enough on here to make it a newsworthy show. So it's not just in a vacuum where it happened. It's a pretty good show, but it doesn't really impact anything. And then we turn the page. We get to Raw and SmackDown next week. And it's almost like this show didn't even happen now. There were important things that happened on this show. This was a newsworthy show. Gunther and Nia Jax are king and queen of the ring. They now go to SummerSlam to challenge for the title. That's newsworthy. Triple H had some breaking news for us on this show. Liv Morgan won the Women's World Heavyweight title from Becky Lynch. But the breaking news from Triple H has to do with the next event, which is Clash at the Castle, another international PLE, which is coming up in just a few weeks, where we now know, and we kind of knew this already, but now it's been confirmed, that Drew McIntyre has been medically cleared. And Damian Priest has reiterated that he's willing to put his title on the line against Drew McIntyre. And so now it is official for Castle in Glasgow on June 15th. It will be Drew McIntyre challenging for the World Heavyweight Championship. So we did get confirmation of that on this show as well. And also the next Saudi show has already been booked. Saturday, November 2nd, Crown Jewel. They're going to be back in Riyadh. And if that show is as good as this one, then we are in for a very fun 3 hours or so of pro wrestling. Because on the whole, I actually thought this show was excellent.
It was like the undertone of the tournament. If they didn't really fill you in on that, that was going to be something very difficult to kind of pinpoint.
Boom off the cliff. Roman Reigns. We're getting started early here. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I make them hot. I make them shiver. Their knees get weak. Whenever they see me. Walk. Oh my. They hear me talk.
I make them feel like they're on.
I do feel like they rushed through it because we're in this post-WrestleMania lull, and we got WrestleMania, we got Backlash, and from Backlash 3 weeks later, we're in Saudi. And now WWE in 3 weeks is going to be in Glasgow for Scotland, Clash of the Castle. WWE is just pumping out these PLEs. Right now, there's no time to breathe. Then we got Money in the Bank. And then from Money in the Bank, we go to SummerSlam. It's kind of rapid fire PLEs by WWE. Right now, I don't feel that there is any breathing room for stories on television to really be told in an adequate way. Everything feels rushed. The Saudi shows really kind of throw a wrench into that momentum. Without this Saudi show, we'd be looking pretty, sitting pretty, with WWE potentially telling some long-term stories from one pay-per-view to the other, but we got to stop here. And WWE needs gimmicks for Saudi because what else are they going to do? Which brings me to my next point. A lot of people are upset comparing one show to the other. Oh, this show looked underwhelming. Oh, this show doesn't look good. Wasted my time. There's no stories being told here. Well, A, you're an idiot. There was stories being told here, and if you watch most of the matches on tonight's show, there is a story brewing in mostly everything that's going on.
Yeah.
Is it the greatest story ever told? No, but we got the wheels in motion for certain aspects of WWE television. You know what to expect with these Saudi shows. We've been through this with Vince McMahon in his era. We've been through this with Triple H. I don't understand the shock and awe and the surprise of everybody from these fucking confident merchants on fucking social media. Everybody's got to complain about Saudi Arabia. No shit. It's no use in complaining. When WWE is getting $50 million per show, they don't give a fuck what you think. If you think you're going to actively make any change or stop WWE from going to Saudi Arabia for a king of the ring,
Alright, Mike, we'll end the video. I'll be back here later.
You're speaking to the air. Nobody gives a shit. WWE can do whatever.